Alright guys, just got to Saguaro Lake. I really wanted to try and get on an early topwater bite, like I always do. Probably sick of me saying that. But I'll show you what I'm gonna start off with. My main plan today was to do a lot of cranking. So, also if you guys haven't checked out these covers, these are pretty cool. Sunshine Fishing neoprene rod and reel covers. Protect all your gear. Pretty sweet. So you got the LBO, is that 200? Oh, this is the LBO 300. Mega Bass LBO 300. If you've seen that last video, I did the unboxing. Got a bunch of Mega Bass gear, so I'm gonna try a lot of it out. Got the Mega Bass Deep X 300. So we got Deep X 200, Deep X 300. I'm sorry, we got two Deep X 300s. I'm actually going to swap one out to a 200 so I kind of cover all the depth range. Got a S-crank square bill, bluegill pattern, Mega Bass. So I'm going to do a lot of cranking. Got a Mega Bass Vibration X lipless. Give that a try. Mega Bass balancing swim head with a spark shad. Give that a shot today. Trying it all today. Not going to leave any stone unturned. I'm sure a lot of this will end up switching up by the end of the day, but we'll see. And for early this morning, got the Mega Bass Big Gabbit frog. This frog's awesome. Not planning on catching anything with it, but something about throwing a frog gives me the satisfaction I need. I'm a frog addict. I don't even care if I don't catch one. Catching a fish is just a bonus, but we'll see. That might not be out for too long. And we might have to resort to like a shaky head or a Texas rig later on, but we're going to try with some of those reaction baits first. See if we can't get some fish in the boat. Alright guys, that was probably a mistake coming to this cove. Haven't been here for a while and didn't know it was that shallow back there. I should have known. Wanted to get on a good frog bite this morning. Got a bite. Missed it. I don't know, he didn't really... I think it was my fault. I'm not going to make any excuses. Next spot. Alright guys, I am going to do a little finesse switch up here. I feel like I'm missing out on some fish here. I've been throwing more reaction baits and getting some bites, not a lot, but and I'm going to keep doing that. throughout the day. But what I do want to throw on is a neko rig. Something I don't see a lot of people fish. Caught some fish on it before. So what I'm going to do, I got a, this is a size 4 neko hook. I'm just going to do a one more knot on it. On that. Myself in the skin. Scissors. Cut the tag on. And what I'm also going to use is a 5150 6-inch straight tail worm for this. So I don't have a tool for these small O-rings, which is alright. I'm just going to slide that right in. About right there. And this is actually a wacky rig O-ring. So, I'm just going to cut that part off. Now it's a neko rig O-ring. Got a 3/16, oh I'm sorry, it's a 1/8 tungsten nail weight. Right down the center. So, didn't really get in the center very well, but should be alright. Close enough. Take my neko hook, just put a little bit through the plastic itself and the O-ring, just like that. So you want the smaller end tail on top, hook point facing the top so it's bouncing around on the bottom. Bass comes to eat it, get poked in the lip. So 5150 PB&J neko rig hook. Let's see if we can catch some bass. Alright guys, so this one I just caught on the neko rig and saw him on the live scope. He looked a lot bigger actually. Right below the boat, hooked right in the roof of the mouth. And you know what I noticed was it's a little fish, but that was on the 5150 straight tail 6-inch worm. But what I noticed with this neko rig is, you know, I just saw some kayaks go down the bank, and they fish this stretch. I don't know what they were fishing with, but sometimes you can take that neko rig and go right behind someone and catch some fish. So, give it a try. Fishing. Nice, about a 2-pounder on the crank. Dealing with all these waves. Got that one on the Deepex 300. Not bad bass. Let's try and crank up a big one today. I'm just kind of hitting this bank. It's like a steep drop-off bank. Hitting that bank with pretty close with the 300 and just digging the bottom into the rock. Let's see if we can get some more. Alright guys, it's been a tough day out here. Tried to throw crankbaits around, some topwater in the morning, neko rigs, just not really working out for me. So I'm going to show you a little technique on this grass line here. You know, a good way to catch some decent bass and some good quantity bass. A lot of you guys probably have done it before, but you know, I've followed people that are flipping bigger baits into this grass with a drop shot and caught more than they did. They might have caught some bigger fish, but definitely quantity is there. So we're going to start at the beginning of this reed line, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do. We're just going to probably make a couple passes here on this reed line, toss those drop shots up to the reeds and catch some bass. See how we do. Alright guys, so we made it to the beginning of the reed line basically. So I'm going to start from here. We're going to go back all the way. There's like a point at the end. We'll hit that a little bit, and then we might even make a couple passes at this. It's late in the day. It's already like 11 o'clock, so the sun's up at its highest. Well, not its highest, but sun's up. Those bass are going to be finding the shade in those reeds, and like I said, those bluegills are going to be kind of pushing up in there too. So we're just going to keep throwing that drop shot into the reeds and catch some fish. Another little guy. Went back to the old drop shot, man. You know, I wasn't going to throw a drop shot today. I told myself at the beginning of the day, I said, not picking up a drop shot rod. And then I ran into this guy who needed a scale, caught a 7-pounder, and I was like, well, what did you catch it on? He said drop shot. So I said, I'm putting it on. I was pretty stubborn, just wanted to catch him today how I wanted to catch him, on crankbaits, and you know, it just wasn't going my way. The minute I throw a drop shot on, they're biting. So drop shot, man, that's what they want out here. See if we can get a 7-pounder. It's getting hot. So in these areas, I just shut off all my graphs. There's really no need for them here, especially since I know how deep areas are. I've fished this spot before. So I shut all the graphs off, no pinging, no noise, and just gonna kind of toss this thing in every little area, crevice, shade pocket that I can find. Literally like the third cast with this drop shot. Third cast with the drop shot. Catch another one. So all I'm doing is throwing this drop shot. It's a chunky one too. All I'm doing is throwing this drop shot right up against this weed line, getting it really close, and they're biting it. It was like my third cast after tying this on. So this is the Green Pumpkin Candy 5150 worm. Let's catch a PB today. Drop shot right up on those weeds. Good, dude. Should have been throwing this drop shot all day. that, guys. So this technique is really easy to do. It's actually kind of a fun way of drop shotting. You know, you're not, I don't want to say you're not going to catch the biggest fish doing it, because you can catch some big ones. As you've seen, I did catch like a 3-pounder. This isn't him, but it's kind of a fun way of drop shotting. You know, it's more like power shotting. You're just throwing it up against those weeds. You got to get it right up against those weeds. You know, those bluegill are up in the weeds, and so are the bass. They're eating the bluegill, and they're using those reeds as like a shade line too. So, you know, using something with like a bluegill color would probably be the best. Again, I'm still using that green pumpkin candy, which has like that glitter in it. So that kind of gives it like a bluegill look. So I'm going to keep with that color. They seem to be liking it. But this is an easy way to catch a bunch of fish on Saguaro if it's a slow day. You know, I started out the day just being stubborn, trying to catch them on cranks. I told myself I wasn't going to pull out the drop shot rod, but it was getting tough. I wasn't catching the fish. You know, the ones I did catch were small, and just you know, switching to this technique. It's busy out here. It's a Saturday, a lot of boats, so this kind of keeps me away from all the boats in a way, and I'm having fun catching fish. So give it a try if you're on Saguaro. Just find a good grass line like this. It has a steeper drop off still. It's probably in certain areas it drops off to like 10 feet right at the reed line. So, you know, find a steeper reed line on the lake and give this technique a try. I'm just using a 1/8 ounce tungsten weight and a drop shot split shot hook. I'm nose rigging this drop shot. I like the action it gives it. You can Texas rig. In the reeds. You can Texas rig it. But when you do that, you know, when you do Texas rig it, it gives it a different action. So I try not to do that as much as I can. Try and stick to the nose rig. I'm not really getting hung up at all. I mean, you know, occasionally you got to throw it right up to the reeds, like I said. So occasionally you'll miss and hit the reeds and get stuck a little, but you can pull your boat right up and get it. It's deep enough too. So yeah, awesome technique. I'm gonna get this untangled and try and catch some more. Alright guys, it's about time to call it a day. As you can see, it's getting pretty busy out here and it's getting hot, so I'm heading home into some air conditioning. Turned out to be a fun day though. You know, like I said at the beginning, I just was forcing myself not to pull out this drop shot rod, but I'm glad I did. Kind of turned it into something fun. You know, I wasn't just tossing it around and sitting around jiggling it like a normal drop shot. It was kind of more like a fast. It was kind of like turning your drop shot into a flipping stick. You know, flipping an actual flipping bait would have been more ideal. I wouldn't have got as many bites as I did if I would have used a flipping stick. I probably would have got bigger bites, possibly. I guess you won't know until you do it. But you know, overall, it ended up being a fun day. It's something that you guys can do to come out here and actually catch some fish if it's a slow day like today. I was just, like I said at the beginning, being a little stubborn, trying to you know, fish with what I wanted to fish with and force feed them basically. But you know, that never really works unless you get lucky. So yeah, overall good day. Nothing giant, but you know, I did see somebody catch a 7. Well, I didn't watch them catch it, but I weighed it for them, or I didn't weigh it for them. I gave them my scale to weigh it, and it was like a 7-pounder. So, and that was on a drop shot. I think he said it was off of a point. But anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and I'll do a lot more videos like this. And you know, if I come up with any cool techniques or any cool areas to kind of fish them in, I'll let you guys know. And hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.